up, y'all? John Master Lee.
And Lulu.
All right, Lulu, I got a great video for you today. I started watching this a bit and I said, well, no, I gotta wait till Lulu gets home because I want you to see this.
Yes.
This is all about Alodia, who we've been talking a bit about recently and how I've been following her for a good long while. I want to say like I watch her vlogs, but I've known about her because she's one of the biggest cosplayers in the gaming scene, and I've worked in the gaming industry for a long time, so her name has come up over and over again in the industry. But her boyfriend, Will Dasovich, who we do know because we follow his vlogs, created a video about his girlfriend. And I thought it was really interesting because it covers it from an angle about like what her life is really like. And I think it can be very inspiring for you. And this is one of those things I've been trying to find out how to
motivate
you, inspire you.
Me.
Exactly.
What else?
To build a career, a life that you want, to be truly entrepreneurial. Because if someone like Alodia can do it,
Why can't Lulu?
that's right.
Lulu can do it. Let's see.
Let's see.
No, she's really good and she's so cute. So let's see. I'm interested. I'm excited actually to see behind the scene of her life.
Okay, let's check this out then, y'all. And away we go.
What in the world? Is this cosplay? Is this costume?
No, this is my
Oh wow, she's famous.
Oh, yeah, she's one of the biggest in the world at
You're
this
traveling
point.
again tomorrow?
Oh my gosh.
She's probably got like 7 million followers on
Again?
Facebook.
How many days?
just one.
So you'll be back tomorrow. How do you do this?
She does her costume and
She
everything.
makes her own costumes too.
Wow.
Just traveling for one day and coming back the same day.
The thing is that if you want to be a cosplayer, a really well-respected one, you just can't buy something to wear it.
You have to create
You
it.
have to create it because it's got to be custom fitted for you. You have to know what you want. You have to know what to, like, she picks out her ideas, makes the costumes. Of course, she gets help, but this is really her empire. She built this whole thing from the ground up.
I don't know if I've been living under a rock or I'm just oblivious to the
Oh my
world
God.
around me, but up until just a couple years ago, I knew nothing about cosplay. In fact, I'd never even heard of it.
I feel like a child first time at Disneyland. Everything's just so new to me.
It wasn't until I met my current girlfriend, who happens to be one of the biggest cosplayers on the planet. A huge name on the digital space, amassing over 7 million followers. A prominent figure in the gaming world, a successful entrepreneur, and a highly prosperous individual. Now, where and how did all of this begin? Through dressing up in costumes and joining contests.
She's even interviewing
One of the most beautiful
celebrities.
things about the era that we live in today is that with the internet, we have accessibility to worldwide connections, and you can make a career out of almost anything. For today's story, we fly halfway across the world to witness how an unlikely and shy individual was able to essentially make a career out of dressing up and leverage this hobby to express your creativity, build a business, but most importantly, inspire millions across the world.
And this is it. She's a very shy person, yet when it comes to being out there and representing, it's in work mode. She knows how to entertain.
Sa mga pinaka nakakapagod na trips sa buong buhay ko, I mean, I can think of nag-solo travel ako all across Southeast Asia for 2 months. Gotta make the best of it. Let's go. Nag-road trip ako through the Sierra Nevada mountains in a snowstorm. Sobrang nakakatakot. Ang pinaka nakakapagod sa lahat was yung trip ko 1 week in France kasama si Alodia and just experiencing what a cosplayer has to go through and what's required from all the guests who headline these massive conventions. You know, Alodia's traveled the world, but she never really left the hotel when she goes to all these cons all over the world.
No, we're going out tonight.
What?
And di ko alam kung bakit I always asked her why.
You can do it, come on.
No.
Yeah, you can do it. Alright, stop moving.
Hanggang pumunta ko sa isang convention.
Thing is, he's very much an extrovert. He likes going out, exploring, meeting people. She's much more of an introvert.
With her, and
It's so good to finally see you in your element and like all the cosplayers and party people out here.
Welcome to my world.
once I experienced it,
Like me to YouTube Fan Fest, this is kind of like her to cosplay. It's like, this is her kingdom.
I completely understand.
Alright, we just finished the event. It's like 11 or something. I don't know, it's so late. I don't know how you guys do this, dude.
It's complete exhaustion.
Working a convention is some of the most grueling work
Yeah.
I ever did.
I said
And I don't even have to entertain, like be happy all the time. I just gotta have meetings and give demos. What she does, 8 hours a day, that's grueling.
It's chilly in Paris. For this particular country, we are here for Alodia. You ready? Now, she's been living this lifestyle for what, 10, 15 years doing this whole thing? This is all new to me, but to catch up with what's been going on and how all of this just happens and everything. And at this particular moment, it was already day 3 into our Comic-Con adventure, and I was exhausted from lack of sleep, jet lag, and at a loss of words and how to describe everything I just experienced, because everything was so new to me. I realized this entire process is really something I have to describe in detail, starting at day 1. Let's start from the beginning.
It's funny, they're kind of opposite us. I'm the one who's in the geek world. You're the one who's like, what's going on here? She's totally in the geek world. And he's going, what's going on here?
Yeah,
As
exactly.
every travel vlog begins, we arrived at the airport. But when you travel with Alodia, you must take note of her industry moniker, the Cosplay Queen. And just like a queen, she's treated that way from the very moment she arrives.
Hi, hello.
This is Nobia, her personal escort who's there to ensure only the safest and stress-free experience for the entire duration of the trip. More than anything, he's there to contribute to all the fun. Bonjour, merci, omelette du fromage, Hermès, Louis Vuitton.
I didn't realize that cosplayers get all this. I don't think every cosplayer gets this. I think she must be like one of the main presenters or one of the main attractions at this point. Like people come out for her now.
Luckily, our driver Nobil happened to be a vlogger himself, so he was there encouraging us to do crazy stuff and
That's
just get as
awesome.
wild as possible.
What a great way to blow up on the internet too. He's getting so much.
Shout out!
Because Will's big now. How many? He's got 2.5 million followers now. I remember when I was watching him, he had a couple 100,000, which is already really big. Bigger than us even right now.
We out here, bro. S'il vous plaît, merci, man.
Today he will do it coming out. Bienvenue à Paris, mon gars sûr. Alodia elle est là. Will ils sont là. Claire, David, toute l'équipe Comic Con 2018. Faut être à Paris.
One thing that these conventions put in a lot of effort is trying to make their guests feel like royalty.
Oh, wow. Secret entrance.
And getting set up in a 5-star hotel is the fastest way to make you feel as comfortable as possible. Set up in the Treaty of Versailles? Not the Treaty of Versailles, I mean the Versailles Castle.
Where are we? This is like
my
a
That's
God.
a really nice hotel.
The hotel swank.
Alright, let's not have any wild parties so that we still have some balance left so we can get Dasovich for Irma. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Style, baby.
We are staying here for 7 nights.
That's,
Poses.
I think it's her sister or family
One of the
member.
challenges in these conventions that
I've
people
seen
don't
her
know about.
One of the
sometime
things
doing, like,
people
civic
don't usually
Q&As
know
with
is
her.
that mahirap magsuot ng costumes. And it's also hard to take it off. My sister usually doesn't eat nor drink at all
Yeah,
the
looks
whole day
similar.
because it's hard to go to the bathroom in a costume.
So, as much as possible, we want to limit our intake of food and water.
I want to go to the toilet,
I can
but I
see
can't.
that.
The one-piece suit is like...
You were complaining today wearing one-piece suit how you can't use the bathroom. Hers is literally, I cannot take it off the whole day.
Cosplayers may or may not even eat or drink that much water.
Yes.
Ayoko kumain.
Well, no wonder she stays skinny.
Well, that's only when she's
For-
working the show floor. She doesn't do that every day.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, once she wears
Oh
that,
my god!
you're not gonna get that back on again.
No, I'm in spandex, guys. I cannot eat.
Because sometimes, some costumes we sew ourselves into, so it's really, you only take off your costumes once everything's done. So, yeah.
So once you put the costume on, you can't take it off until the entire convention's over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Para sa cosplay.
What about
Are there
When you
injuries
sweat.
that occur in cosplay?
Yeah, there are injuries.
So guys, nadapa ako kanina. Ayan, nasira. For sure may pasa na naman ako, but... Oh well,
shoot.
what's new?
What the hell?
Sometimes when
That's
we
not
wear
from
armor
falling.
made out of rubber sheets, sometimes magkaka-blisters ka.
It's cute because both sisters love this kind of thing.
Polished yung costume, there are some pins, sometimes natutusok kami.
There's one instance that I remember. My friend was rushed to an ER in the middle of the convention because his
What the
costume leaked. He had liquid nitrogen all over his arm, so it burned his
Oh
arm.
my God.
Because it was supposed to create
Why
smoke
would you-
and stuff, but it leaked.
She was going for smoke effects.
There was a cosplay I did where I was the Hulkbuster for a commercial. Like the...
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Plus, monthly calls and texts.
Big camp after the event?
Okay.
There was so much, I have no idea how much it weighed, but it was maybe like 50 pounds. I have no idea. Like I'm holding the whole thing all over me and it's just heavy, dude. We out here though. I think it could last like 4 or 5 minutes until I'd have to like take it off, take a breath, and then do that. And we were shooting for like 8 hours at least. So I understand, and I had like, you know, sores all over my...
You know, the thing is about cosplay, right? It's the combination of two interests, right? Your geek side of stuff, which you like anime or gaming, plus fashion. That's why I think her sister is interested. I don't think she does cosplay, but you could tell, like, she likes fashion. I mean, look at that. She looks like a fashionista. So coming up with the costume
No, but I
and the
think
look.
she's also doing some character though.
It's just all on my shoulders, so
Yeah.
I can relate.
Nice cosplayer.
After getting settled in, it's usually straight to work and off to the convention. Day one is usually the most exciting as the anticipation for what's to come is at peak point.
My man, what's Gucci, bro? Good to see you.
What's Gucci?
Gucci.
What's Gucci, bruh?
Just like the movie industry, Hollywood, and other widespread forms of entertainment, cosplay is an international phenomenon. And though it may seem like a small niche type thing to those who aren't familiar with it, it has a massive fan base all across the world, and just as we see movie stars, there are those who idolize and view cosplayers as celebrities.
The thing is that as a cosplayer, you really have to embrace the willingness to take pictures with anybody anytime. Where I think a lot of celebrities are like paparazzi, no thanks,
It's
too
different
much.
world.
It
It's a
cosplay,
different
yeah,
world.
you dress up so that you can be seen with fans.
Just around it.
Arc de Trump.
Yeah, just that.
Look, this is New York, but when he say New York, we say Paris, okay? Okay?
All right.
Alodia, you ready?
Ready.
All right, ready? I love this guy.
Paris. Okay, doesn't.
I am totally going to check out this guy vlog. Like his vlogs must be good. He's got a good
funny,
personality.
yeah.
Yeah. His name's hard to pronounce. Her last name is even harder to pronounce.
Like this.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Is it your first time at the Comic-Con?
I wonder if she has to agree upon what kind of costume she's going to wear and show the convention people before she goes.
That's true.
It must be agreed upon and worked on.
Because it looks like every single day she's wearing different costumes.
This day began with an autograph signing.
I'm gonna wear it this fall.
Following would be a series of talks on how someone like Alodia was able to make a career out of cosplay. Once the day's duties are done, we take the rest of our time to go around the convention and check out the array of costumes displayed across the floors. After a solid day, it's back to the hotel and then time to rest and get ready for another long
At least this
day.
costume is a lot easier
Easier.
to... Yeah, spandex is easier. Although, you better be in shape to wear it.
Bangers.
I'm definitely going to leave him a comment. I like the style of video that he's done. I can tell it takes a lot more work than his typical vlogs. He's really got to think through the story. It's also his girlfriend, so he doesn't want to disappoint, right? Because if the vlogs suck, she's like, what do you say about me? You got that wrong? Like,
You know, I'm big, I'm famous. You better make it perfect.
I don't think she's like that, though.
Wow. Well, I know how hard it is to edit now. Even just our vlog. I thought vlogging is so easy, but
Hey, enough of the vlog itself. Your thoughts about Alodia. What did you take away from this video?
she is absolutely talented. She has the heart, and you could tell she loves what she's doing. She's knowledgeable. She's been doing it since she was little, obviously, and until now, she's doing it as her job. She has her own company. She pretty much is living her dream. So it is very inspiring indeed.
Yeah, for me, there's three things that I think is really important that I'm going to continue to hammer home here, because I think for you, it's something that you have to ultimately realize, that there are just no excuses about chasing your dreams. Like the first thing that isn't conveyed here, but if you know about her background and you've seen her house and you've seen her family, like she comes from a pretty well-to-do family. Like they have money, which ultimately means that I'm sure they wanted her to go pursue some other type of legitimate profession, right? But she made this on her own. She had to do everything on her own because mom and dad were not skilled in any of this. In fact, when she really got into this, cosplay was not even a career. It was a hobby at most, in which you spend more of your money going to do it than someone paying you to actually go to do it. It just so happens that she's been able to jump on the train at the right time, but one, figure out how to make it into a business, right? And now she does streaming as well, and she does it on Facebook. They pay her money to be exclusive there, and she endorses products, and she's on YouTube. She does all sorts of things. She's built a legitimate business. So that's the first thing, right? Is that it doesn't matter what's handed to you. It doesn't matter what people want you to do. Ultimately, if you want to do it, you'll find a way to make it do it, even if there's nothing ahead of you to prove that it can be done. All right, that is truly an entrepreneurial spirit. But the second thing that I think is really key here for her, and I think it's something that I'm really inspired by, is that like not many people realize I am inherently an introvert. Like you are actually more the extrovert. You like going out, you like meeting people. I get really tired when I go out and meet too many people. Like after these conventions, I usually have to like take a detox day every 2 days to just lock myself in a hotel room to calm back down again. And for someone like her, you could tell she is even more of an introvert, very shy. If you've seen her vlogs, much more of a shy person, right? But she realizes that she has to find a way to muster up that energy, that personality in front of the camera, in front of people, because that's what's required to be successful. That's what it takes to be a cosplayer. Otherwise, you could just be a cosplayer, go up there and look great, but you will not build a following of millions of people. You will not turn into a business unless you embrace the showmanship that is required to do this. And the third thing, which I think is complementary to that, and this is something I constantly hammer home when I talk about building a business with so many people, when I give advice and I consult with people, and that is that ultimately you do have to figure out what people want, and you really have to cater to it. And that's one thing I realized that makes her so compelling, is that she definitely goes out of her way to cater to the fans, right? She's willing to take the picture. She does a live stream, which is much more intimate than like making YouTube videos. But like she's out there and she's engaging with the fans. And that's why when she goes out, I mean, look at the fans swarm to her. They love her. They want her to sign things. If she was just a pretty face,
Who cares?
Who cares? There's something about her that feels so compelling that people can relate to, especially like in this geeking gaming world when you want people that you can relate to. There aren't many big names and personalities, whether it's the creators and designers or the marketers and whatnot. Like I've worked at gaming industry for like 20 years and always behind the scenes, worked on some of the biggest games out there, and I bet you most people don't even know who the hell I am, right? Nobody knows who I am. In fact, this channel here is built up on our reaction to everything but gaming, really. We rarely ever talk about my background in geeking gaming. But, to do that, you really have to cater to the fans. And I think she gets it.
Right.
Like those three things added together. And I don't care what you do, Ludette. You want to be famous, being a fashionista, you want to be a famous singer, if you want to work on the Vegas Strip on a pole because there's a lot of money doing that. Hey, there's Las Vegas, go for it. To me, I will support you when you do. But you got to do it. You cannot just sit here and wait for me to come up with the ideas for our videos, edit the videos, post it up, because you will never learn how to do it yourself. Which means that you will never actually embrace like the effort, the everything that goes into it. You will never feel like it's yours. And maybe that's why you always feel like, you know what? I don't know what my dream is. I don't know what inspires me. It takes effort to build that up, dedication, hard work. And then once you got it, boom, inspiration and passion comes when you become master of something.
Thank you so much. Thank you also, Alodia and Will, for sharing this video.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what I say. Like, not like this is the first time I've been sharing this information with you. Maybe this is the first time they've heard it, but you don't listen to me, right? We've been married, over 10 years now. I know how much you listen to every other word.
There's missing words.
But if you watch someone like Alodia, right, who happens to be Filipino, right, who it happens to be female, who happens to, pursue her passion and is proven you can make a career out of something that never even existed before when she got into this. Who else is going to make excuses at this point, saying like, it's too hard, it's impossible, I can't pursue my dreams? I don't know who that is. I'm just showing that there's people out there who still think like that. All right, Alodia, my hat's off to you, and Will, I'm definitely going to leave a comment. I love this video. You guys both inspire me, and just want to give you all a shout out and send some of my fans your way as well. My 100,000 fans compared to your 10 million plus combined.